And coming up in entertainment news, time to play a little trivia. Guess which streaming giant is raising its prices again? Can you guess? A hip-hop legend is tapping into hot dogs all the way from Long Beach, California. And we have everything from breakups to marriage. We have all that and more when we return with Pop Culture 101.
You're watching Chris 6 News Sunrise.
Welcome back. I'm Cordero McMurray, and this is Pop Culture 101. We're starting off today with some bad news for Netflix subscribers. The streaming giant is once again raising prices in the United States and Canada. The subscription price for the standard plan in the U.S. went up to $15.49. The basic plan now costing $9.99. The premium plan went up $2 to $20.99. In a statement, Netflix said, in part, quote, "We're updating our prices so that we can continue to offer a wide variety of quality entertainment options." And a new Scream movie creeped into theaters this weekend. This morning, Rick Damigella looks at the history of the slasher flick franchise.
There's certain rules to surviving. The killer is a part of something in the past.
It's been over a decade since Ghostface frightened moviegoers in Scream 4, but the series dates back to 1996 with the original Scream.
Hello?
Hello.
Scream was something spectacular. It's impossible to forget those first few minutes when you see Drew Barrymore in probably a career best performance. It was a very smart film, the way it kind of went after the tropes of horror.
Hello?
Hello, Sydney.
Scream 2 followed a year later.
The sequel was, I think, frankly, ahead of its time because it took the tropes of the sequel and did it in such a marvelous way.
What do you know about trilogies?
Scream 3 arrived in 2000.
Scream 3 is a good movie. And look, Carrie Fisher in a horror film, that's amazing.
There's a killer out there patterning his murders after the original movie.
It would be 11 years before Scream 4.
Scream 4 is an interesting one because I'll be honest, with my first viewing, I wasn't a huge fan. The kills are pretty brutal. They ain't playing in this film. And I feel like it's a film that holds up better with repeated viewings.
Something about this one just feels different.
Bringing us to this year's fifth movie, simply titled Scream.
Judging from the reaction in the Twitterverse, this movie is going to stand up to at least the first two.
I've seen this movie before.
Not this movie.
Watching with the lights on in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Well, hip-hop legend Snoop Dogg has sold his own brands of liquor and cannabis. Well, now he looks like he's going to be selling hot dogs. According to Billboard.com, the rapper recently filed for a federal trademark for Snoop Dogg's. The filing is meant to secure the name before actually starting the brand and indicates he has serious plans to do so. But it's only a first step, like the time he filed a similar trademark for an ice cream brand, Snoop Scoops, which never materialized. In celebrity breakup news, all right, now there might be some Jason Momoa fans out there. Well, him and Lisa Bonet say they're ending their marriage. They released a joint statement on his Instagram account Wednesday. Momoa played Khal Drogo on Game of Thrones. Bonet starred as Denise Huxtable on The Cosby Show in the 1980s. Momoa once told James Corden he fell for Bonet while watching that show as a kid. Actress Megan Fox announced on Instagram that she and musician Machine Gun Kelly, well, they're now engaged. The couple has been together for about a year and a half. No word yet on a wedding date. This will be Kelly's first marriage. He has a child from a previous relationship. Fox and her husband, Brian Austin Green, share custody of their 3 children. A 60s music icon has passed away. Ronnie Spector, the leader of pop group The Ronettes, died Wednesday after a brief battle with cancer. That's according to a statement from her family. Spector was the powerful central voice of hits like Be My Baby, Baby I Love You, and the Christmas favorite Sleigh Ride. In lieu of flowers, her family says she asked donations be made to local women's shelter or to the American Indian College Fund. Spector was 78 years old. And we wrap up today's edition of Pop Culture 101 with the unexpected death of Bob Saget. The actor and comedian laid to rest yesterday was best known for his role on the hit sitcom Full House and had recently been on a stand-up comedy tour. After his death, we've seen an outpouring of love from so many who knew him. Take a look.
For decades, Bob Saget was one of TV's most familiar faces, known as America's Dad.
Here goes nothing.
Making a name for himself on shows in the 80s and 90s.
Yes, I see how impressed you are.
I did 2 shows a day, one in class and one in detention.
The actor and comedian was most famous for his role as Danny Tanner on the hit sitcom Full House.
Okay, I have everyone's sandwich just the way they want them. There's a horse in my living room.
Playing the widowed father of 3 young girls for 8 seasons.
You girls are the greatest.
His neat freak character was often uptight.
Mouse, just a little soot. Just a little soot? Did you hear that, Michelle?
I'm afraid I did.
But could always make audiences laugh.
Let's talk strategy. Hey, man. Let's forget about strategy.
This next video comes...
During that time, he also hosted America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh, look at all these wonderful moments. Oh, is this fun?
Saget had just kicked off a new comedy tour performing in Florida this weekend. On Sunday, Orlando authorities say they found Saget unresponsive in his hotel room, where he was pronounced dead.
A security officer found the guest not breathing, no pulse.
Just hours earlier, Saget had posted on Instagram writing, "I'm back in comedy like I was when I was 26. I guess I'm finding my new voice and loving every moment of it." Police say they found no signs of foul play or drug use. For years, Saget lent his signature sense of humor to a variety of shows, including Raising Dad and Surviving Suburbia. He also narrated the hit show How I Met Your Mother.
Kids, it's been almost 20 years since that cold April night in 2013.
Recently, he reprised his Full House role in the Netflix sequel series Fuller House.
If you take one nibble of that turkey and I'm going to bite your hand off.
While his on-screen characters were mostly family-friendly,
What are you laughing at, Puddinhead?
on stage his stand-up was sometimes raunchy, talking about that balance on Today in 2014.
I've always had comedy that was both family comedy, whether it be a role that I played, or my stand-up, I kind of was a little more unleashed.
In 2019, he spoke with Al about the secret to his success.
Why do you think you've had such longevity in this business?
I have been a workaholic since I was a little kid. My secret is I just work really hard. I work as hard as I can.
Overnight, an outpouring of emotion. Full House co-star John Stamos wrote, "I am broken, I am gutted. I will never ever have another friend like him." His TV daughter Candace Cameron Bure tweeted, "I loved him so much." And Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, who grew up on Full House, wrote that they were deeply saddened, saying they know he'll be by our side to guide us as gracefully as he always has.
You've been real nice. I had a good time. Thank you very much.
A man who made so many laugh, being remembered in Hollywood and in homes across America.